This is Change Your Mindset Podcast, the podcast that helps change your life by helping change the mindset of the 99% into the 1% mindset. Here's your host, Adrian Gomez.
Welcome to Change Your Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Gomez. I keep seeing a problem over and over again, whether it's friends or family members or even strangers. A lot of people have the same issue, that we focus on other people more than ourselves. And I believe if you want to be successful, happy, or whatever your goals and dreams are, you need to focus on yourself. For most people, that sounds stingy, selfish, but it's not. And why do I say this? Because I see people with the same issue over and over again. Most people, they give energy out to others, whether it's contacting them, trying to spend time with them, trying to interact with them, whatever it is. But in return, they don't receive the same energy. They don't see that same person trying to reach out to them, trying to keep that relationship with that person. So basically, it's one-sided. One person benefits, the other person doesn't. In a relationship, whether it's friends, family, or with a significant other, you have to give energy both ways. You have to receive effort both ways. But most relationships are lopsided. And giving your energy to somebody else when they don't give you the same is exhausting. Instead of benefiting yourself, helping yourself, whether it's physically, mentally, or financially, you're giving away your time and your mental health to somebody else. And at the end of the day, we only can control ourselves. We can't control anybody else. No matter how bad we want the other person to spend time with us, to contact us, whatever it is, we have no control over them. We all have free will. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone uses their time differently. And sometimes what I see is that it affects a person that doesn't like what the other person is doing. For example, Thanksgiving just passed. Let's just say a family member didn't see their mother, who is elderly and up there in age. And they don't contact her, they don't send her a text, they don't call her, and they don't go visit her on that day. To the other siblings, that possibly bugs them, because they don't see why the other sibling would not want to see their mother, because you don't know how much time she has left. This could possibly be her last Thanksgiving. But at the end of the day, that is their choice. That is something they have to live with. And most people don't like that, but there's nothing you can do about it. And instead of hanging on to that anger, madness, whatever that emotion would be, you have to let it go. Because at the end of the day, it will affect that person that's actually there for their mother, visiting, spending time with them, more than the sibling that's not there visiting their mother. Because it will have no effect on them. Like I said, at the end of the day, we can only control what we do. We cannot control what other people do. That's the reality of life, whether we like it or not. Everyone's entitled to do whatever they want. And if someone's not giving you the same energy, not the same effort, why would you give them your energy and effort? Because at the end of the day, it's very draining emotionally and physically to give someone else your attention and effort when you don't get it back. And I notice when people cut off these people, whether it's friends or family, they improve and work on themselves. And that's probably one of the greatest things you can ever do for yourself. And when I talk to all these people, they all have different issues, but it's all the same problem. It's always somebody else not getting back the same effort. But once they cut off that person or people, and they've worked on themselves, they've all had the same result. They are mentally better, and they are physically better. And they could possibly be financially better. because they're not wasting their time and effort on somebody else who doesn't care about them. And once you focus on yourself, you can improve yourself. But most people decide to throw their energy and time to other people that don't care about them. And that's reality. Like I said, everyone I've talked to that had the same issues, it was hard. It was hard for them to cut off friends and family because you're so close to them and you spend years with these people. But they're not benefiting your life. They're not helping you achieve greatness or helping you achieve to better yourself. They're just taking away from you. And that's the unfortunate reality of it. We live in a very fast-paced world. Everything's move, 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 move. And we rarely have time to ourselves. And we rarely have time to benefit ourselves. Because most people never work on themselves because we're so occupied with other things that we forget about ourselves. We forget about our mental health, our fitness, and if we're financially struggling, our finances. At the end of the day, you come first. Whether it sounds greedy or stingy, it is what it is. You have to improve yourself, and then once you improve yourself, you can help others. And I've said this before, I have a small circle. I don't waste my time and spend energy on people that are not benefiting their lives or not trying to do anything with their lives. Because at the end of the day, it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. When people just don't want to try, they just want to complain and whine. It's really exhausting. And you get all that time back that you could have wasted on whether it's friends or family because they're not helping you to get better or they're just not giving you the same energy. And you get all that time back and you spend it on yourself to improve yourself. I've talked about a lot. This society right now, a lot of people are mentally depressed, have anxiety, are lonely. Now more than ever, during these times, people are struggling. People waste a lot of time on others instead of fixing themselves and spending time on themselves. And it's a huge problem right now because people are suffering right now and people are panicking because times are not easy and times will not be any easier. I strongly believe times will get harder financially, of course, because everything's going up. And the things happening in this world is ludicrous. It's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, you only can control what you do. And you can only take care of people that you're the closest to. The unfortunate truth is, we can't save everybody. You only can save very few. But it's crucial to take care of yourself and your mental health and your physical health, of course. Because without those, you will struggle in life. And I promise you, if you start cutting off people that are not benefiting your lives, that are taking time away from you, taking away time for your mental health, your physical health, and that are not giving you the same energy that you're putting out, and not trying to keep that relationship with you, you have to cut them. And when you do, promise you everything will improve. You will improve. Because I've heard it so many times over and over again. All these people I talk to, they cut them off, whether it's friends or family, and they improve on themselves. And their life gets better. Everything gets better. It sounds crazy, but it actually works. Everything will get better. And every time I talk to people that have done this, they're amazed because they're so distracted with everything else, other people's lives, they forget about their own life. They forget about benefiting themselves. Because we live in a fast-paced world. But we're so distracted on life, other people's lives, etc. Our life no longer exists. Our life doesn't matter anymore. That's why you got to choose. Choose who you need around you that are actually friends and family that actually care about you and that are benefiting your life and that are giving you the same energy that you put out. And I've done this myself. And like I said, it works. I've had friends that didn't benefit my life. It's the truth. I wasted so much time doing activities that didn't matter, that never benefited my life, that not benefit my health, that not benefit my mental health, or my pocket, my finances. None of it helped. It was always negative. It decreased all three of those. And once you get rid of people, whether it's friends or family, that have a negative impact on your life, everything changes. You have more time and you're more at peace, which is very important nowadays. And if you're listening, you might not even believe it. You might be saying, that's crazy, that's insane, well, I'm going to start cutting off people. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. Like I said, we all have free will. It's your choice. Like I said, everyone I talk to, people I'm close with, done the same thing. Their life changed. And the craziest thing, they are happier. And their lives are better. It's the truth. Whether people believe it or not, you will never know until you try it. And people might not like you for doing it because you're not hanging out with them, texting or calling them all the time, giving them your energy. They won't like it because people like attention, people like energy, people just like doing things overall. But that's a poor mindset. And this is change your mindset. And when you change your mindset, you better your life. That's the whole concept of this podcast. But if you decide to do the same thing like everybody else, you have the same results. You will never benefit your life. You will never benefit your mental health, your physical health, and your finances. It's the truth. Because at the end of the day, we only have 24 hours in a day. What we do with it is up to us. We don't get any more. We don't get any less. We all have the same exact amount. What you do with that time is up to you. Who you spend that time with is up to you. The time you spend with those people can benefit or it can hurt you. At the end of the day, you're more happy having a small circle of people that truly care about you, that give you the same energy that you do. You overall will be happier and your life will improve. It sounds simple, but you still have to put it into effect. I know a lot of people want to be people pleasers, but it's not realistic. There's too many people to please. And when you try to, you will be disappointed because it won't be neutral. A lot of things you do for others, you won't get in return. That's why I say the energy has to go both ways. Your life is important. You are important. Your mental health is important. Your physical health is important. And now more than ever, your finances is important. You have to put yourself before other people that don't care. It's the reality of it. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's your life. You can do what works for you. I'm just saying from personal experience and people I've talked to. They've all had the same issues that are very similar and the same problems. Once they eliminated those people, stop wasting so much energy and time on people like that, your life changes for the better. You change for the better. If you want to be a better version of yourself, if you want actual peace in your life, you know what you have to do. Whether you do it or not, that's up to you. That's your choice. Because you have free will. But to each their own. I'm just sharing with you my 2 cents from actual experience. That's going to be it for this podcast episode. At the end of the day, people just need to have better lives because we live in a world right now. People are suffering. People's lives are chaotic. And a lot of people are suffering from mental health. And like I always say, and I always believe, and will always continue to say, if you want change in your life, you have to do it yourself. No one's ever going to do it for you. Thank you, Patron member Blade262, for being a Patreon member and supporting this podcast. If you want to be a Patreon member, the link is in the description below. If you have any questions, comments, or want a topic discussed about in the next podcast, you can do that by being a Patreon member. Thank you guys again. I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Change Your Mindset podcast. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode. As always, change your mindset to change your life.